While Congress keeps fighting about the health care law, state governments are debating whether to fully participate. The U.S. Supreme Court decision upholding the law gives states one important out involving Medicaid. Our TV6 reporter Norman Cox has been looking at the arguments and the numbers. Norm?
State governments must decide by next year whether to participate in a major expansion of the Medicaid program. Advocates for low-income Hoosiers say it would give health care coverage to many people who don't have it, but Governor Mitch Daniels has complained for 3 years that Hoosier taxpayers can't afford it. Voluntarily expanding Medicaid would be an expensive decision for Indiana. That's why Governor Mitch Daniels is happy to kick the can down the road to his successor and a new General Assembly.
That'll be a decision for future legislators to make. It's a $2 billion plus cost to do what the federal government tried to order Indiana to do. And so that'll be a big decision.
According to a report commissioned by the state, a full expansion would increase the number of Indiana Medicaid participants in 2019 from more than 1.2 million to more than 1.8. And the total cost would rise to nearly $3.9 billion a year, although the federal government would pay more than 85%. Healthcare advocate John Cardwell says not expanding Medicaid would cause the state to lose a huge amount of federal money and hurt low-income people who currently make too much to qualify for Medicaid coverage.
When you think of all the people that work in hotels in Indianapolis who do not have insurance, you think of people who work for many local government agencies, people who work at fast food restaurants.
Senate President Pro Tem David Long says Indiana will almost certainly not join the expansion, but Democrats say lawmakers should ignore the politics.
And I'm hoping that both houses will do that, look at it for what is good for Indiana versus the politics of it.
And federal officials say it's a good deal for states.
That the federal government basically is paying 100% of the first several years and then gradually picking up a share of at least 90%.
Legislative Republicans seem solidly against the expansion, however. Senate Appropriations Committee Chairman Luke Kenley says joining the expansion would mean cutting funding for schools, higher education, and just about everything else. I'm Norman Cox, RTV6.